Hello everyone and welcome. From around 2 weeks ago, Apple released their new MacBook, the MacBook Neo. Interesting name, Apple. And the surprising part and the bit incoming from Apple that this laptop is not the new cutting edge laptop. And this is not the laptop that's going to break the internet because it's the most powerful laptop on the earth. But I genuinely believe that this laptop is going to put a bit of stress on budget Windows laptops. And you heard me right, the budget ones, including the famous budget Chromebooks. So without further talking, let me explain. So to start, this is a 13-inch laptop, smaller than any MacBook on the market. It is also powered by the A18 chip. You heard me right, the A18 chip, the same in the iPhone 16. And we will be back to that point, so keep it in mind. 8 GB of RAM, 256 GB of storage, and as expected, super thin and super lightweight, almost 2 kilograms. On the left side, we have two USB ports, unfortunately not Thunderbolt, which is a big disappointment. But depending on your plugins, this might not be an issue. And finally, on the same side, we have a headphone jack. It comes in four colors: indigo, blush, certus, and silver. I don't know who created these names, but I'm okay with the colors. We have a white keyboard with no backlights, which honestly is not a problem because I think that the light coming from the screen is enough. But if you work a lot at night, you should keep that in mind. For the screen, as I said, it's 13-inch. It's a bit over 1440p in resolution and maxes out at 500 nits. The bezels are decent, not too big, not too small, but I think Apple could have made a better job. Overall, they're clean. They also included a webcam, 1080p to be exact, even though they removed the green light that comes with it when it's open. And the touch that I liked from Apple is that it's well hidden inside the top bezel. For the build quality, and as expected from Apple, it's the best you will find in this criteria. The laptop itself feels solid in your hands. Now for the price. We've already said that this laptop is considered as a budget laptop, and it comes with a price tag of $599. And if you're a student, you can get a $100 discount, so you can get it at $499, almost $500. The big tech YouTuber MKBHD actually said something about this laptop that I really like. If you're sitting here worrying about whether 8 gigs of RAM is enough, or if you're even watching tech reviews, this laptop is probably not for you. And I really agree with what he said. But now back to the chip, the A18. So to start, the chip itself is actually a little bit more powerful than the one found in the phone. That power mainly comes from overclocking, better cooling, and one added CPU core. For the average person, the chip handles pretty well browsing, multitasking, light photo and video editing, spreadsheets, so in general everyday use. And here to the part where the chip might excel. So imagine this, a phone chip that's really capable, paired with better cooling and a laptop grade battery. That combination might actually deliver a really good battery life, to the point that Apple claims a 16 hours battery life. We will see. And now the storage configuration. The base model at 256 gigs does not include Touch ID, however you can get it with an upgraded 512 gigabits of storage when you add roughly $100. But honestly, 5 seconds to write your password won't affect you that much. But of course, it's worth noting. The trackpad is also not a haptic one. It uses physical clicks. People who have actually used the laptop says that it feels normal, like a haptic one. And honestly, I can't understand why this is treated as a problem. In the end, a click is a click. So let's put the laptop into context. Before, the cheapest way to get a MacBook was the MacBook Air, with a price tag of $1,100. Almost double the price, or you can get a refurbished laptop for almost half that price. And actually, some people use an iPad with a keyboard, which is not a problem. But let's break the numbers. The base iPad is $329. Add the keyboard accessory, which is $250. We're roughly coming at already $579. Noting that you only get 128 gigs of storage. And that before even considering the Apple Pencil. On the other hand, for students, the MacBook Neo is only $500 with 256 gigs of storage and probably a machine more capable. The comparison honestly does not hold up. Now here's an interesting fact. Apple has also released other things this week. Two new studio displays and updated MacBook Pros with M5 Pro and M5 Max. But what I want to focus on now is the iPhone 17e. Let's look at the numbers. The MacBook Neo is $600. The iPhone 17e is roughly also $600. Together they come at $1,200. That is almost the same price tag as the MacBook Air and $100 more than the iPhone 17 Pro and $100 less than the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Apple is actually building the cheapest entry to their ecosystem, a phone and a laptop for the same price as their flagship phone. In the end, the question that asks itself is for who the MacBook Neo is for. Well, actually, two kinds of people. First, someone who wants the Apple ecosystem for the cheapest price. And the second person is someone that needs a well-built laptop, most likely has an iPhone, and actually will daily use it as it's intended to, browsing, watching, and spreadsheets. And if it happens that you're one of them, this laptop might be perfect. Well, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching and for sticking with me. Hit that like button, subscribe, and see you on the next one.